Alright guys, so in this video I want to do an overview of a very beautiful guitar from PRS, Paul Reed Smith. As you can see right in front of me is a PRS Mira S2. So this guitar, this particular one is made in 2015 and it is a semi-hollow electric guitar featuring two humbuckers, neck and bridge, and also a stop-tail, hardtail design. So later on when I show you guys the back is going to look very clean because this hardtail wraps the string around and it does not go through the guitar, okay, which is pretty cool. And it features a three-way switch right here. 1, 2, 3. So the middle switch is basically just splitting the two humbuckers, which is the PRS 8515/S pickups. So it's not the super high-end pickup, but this pickup still gives you a lot of gain and also very clean sounding, okay? So in the second part of this video, I'll just be doing some very basic tone tests from a non-musician point of view. And so let's go back. Three-way switch, and you got that classic PRS lantern-shaped knobs. You got two knobs. However, one of those knobs is going to be magical because this is the volume knob. It goes from 0 to 10. And this is a tone knob. It goes also from 0 to 10. Basically, it just changes the tone of the guitar on all the pickups. And what's cool about this tone knob is, check it out. You can pull it out and it splits each of those pickup into a single coil. So in theory, this gives you 6 different combinations of the tone, which I think personally is more than enough for all kinds of needs. And this guitar features a very beautifully cut out body. I'm just going to show you here the nice shapes in the front, and it's beautifully crafted here in the USA, okay? And this black pickguard also contrasts very nicely, very well balanced with the F shape of this semi-hollow version of the Mira S2, okay? So the Mira S2 have a few different variations. This one is semi-hollow, and I believe they also have a solid body. And there are, of course, a combination of different finishes and fingerboard wood construction. So yeah, a wide variety of different options. And I do not know if they still make the Mira S2 nowadays. I think they have a SE version. I don't know if they still make the S2 version. But let me know in the comment section below. What do you know? Because again, I love the look of this guitar, and I'm not a musician. I just like to collect those guitars. Now, some other interesting feature is, well, I wouldn't call it a feature, but I think I really like hardtail guitars for the reason that the back of the guitar is just so clean, right? It's so clean, it's not clustered, and it's just beautiful. Now, if you have the need to bend the strings and use a tremolo, this guitar might not be good for you because you can't use the tremolo. There's no tremolo here, but they do have a tremoloed version of this guitar, okay? So there is a single cutout area or shaped area over here, like many other guitars, and show you guys the actual shape. And the back of the guitar is not as rigid. It's every edge is rounded nicely, okay? And I think the profile on the side is also like, it's a fairly thin, not as thick of a guitar compared to maybe the Telecaster or maybe the Gibson. I do not know. I haven't owned a Gibson yet. So let me know if you do have both the Gibson and the S2, which one is thicker. Look at this nicely contoured shape. So this guitar is very comfortable to play on, only because of the thin profile, but also because of the very well thought cutout where it is necessary. So you can very easily reach the 22th fret. By the way, this is a 22 fret fingerboard. Very easy to reach, and very comfortable. There is no like hard edges anywhere. Like if you look on the neck, it's not a bolt-on neck. It's a fixed neck, and they do left out a lot of areas and carved out any area that might feel uncomfortable for you. So every place that you're gonna reach is gonna be carved. You do see a little bit of the joint over here from through the paint, but just so you know, there's gonna be a joint glued area visible right there on the paint. All right, and you do have a input jack on the switch side of the S2. This is very nice. It's got a very securely mounted metal plate, and the input jack feels nice and secure, so nothing wrong with the input jack. And the F hole is right here. If you're looking inside, I haven't mentioned about the wood. So it's a mahogany wood, which is very common on a lot of PRS guitars. They love to use mahogany, and it does resonate quite well. Okay, and being a semi-hollow, the sound travels slightly further if you don't have any amps connected. It does sound slightly louder than a guitar that does not have a F hole. In terms of sustain, I haven't noticed any difference compared to my solid body guitars. It does sustain quite well, but from my understanding, semi-hollow guitars, it's going to have a slightly less sustain compared to a solid body. So do keep that in mind. And also, this one is a stop-tail design, so I do not know whether that is going to affect the sustain of the guitar or not. You have a strap hole on the top, classic area, and a strap hole on the bottom, right there. And I do like this cutout in the front. It's reasonably ergonomic, okay, and it's again very comfortable. Like there's no area when you lay your hands on the guitar, no area that feels uncomfortable, right? Give you guys a close look of the pickups and how it is mounted over here. The pickguard is also very nice. It's a black, white, black sandwich design pickguard, plastic. Okay, and the fingerboard, beautiful rosewood fingerboard with the more desirable bird inlays on this particular guitar. On some of the S2s, you have the option of the dots. Some people say they just cannot get over with looking at the birds compared to the dots, so you do have the options. But I think if you're owning a PRS, you might as well get the birds on the inlays, right? You do have a standard white dots indicators on the frets, on the side, and maple neck with the rosewood fingerboard. The profile of the fingerboard, I believe it's either 12-inch or 10-inch. It feels pretty flat. So let me know if I'm wrong. And classic PRS headstock. It looks beautiful. Also, the standard locking head tuners. So make this being a non-tremoloed version with a locking head tuner. This thing is gonna stay in tune for quite a long time before any kind of adjustment is necessary, if any. Okay, and you also have this beautiful silver-colored inlaid PRS logo right here. It's beautiful. Okay, in terms of craftsmanship, yes, it does feel like a guitar that is American-made, that is not one of those overseas-made guitar. Everything is done properly. Even if you compare this guitar now on the retail market, this guitar is probably around $1,200–$1,300. If you compare this with the SE version, yes, you can still tell the craftsmanship difference between this and a overseas-made guitar. And so that's my observation, at least. You have a I believe this is a tusk nut. I don't think PRS uses bone nuts on any kind of the even American-made guitars unless it's like super high-end. So tusk nut, nothing wrong with it, and easy to service. The chrome knobs over here, and the headstock, beautiful. I mean, and it's slightly, not slightly, but it's pretty low profile. So if your space is limited, this is a nice guitar to consider. This is the back of the guitar. Again, you have the serial number handwritten on the top. This is a 2015 year model, so fairly new. And tuners are fairly low profile as well, not as bulky as some other tuners. And this neck is very comfortable. It feels like a C shape, okay? And again, it's just overall a very, very comfortable guitar. I'm in particular loving this vintage white color because it just looks so classic. There are some other crazy colors which I think does not suit the S2 or do its justice in terms of bringing the beauty, the shape of the S2 like out as well as this contrasty vintage white paint, glossy paint with a black pickguard. This is just like so classic. Okay. 25-inch scale length, pretty standard for PRS. In actual use, I don't think there's going to be much difference between a 25 and 25.5. Again, very comfortable, easy to reach all the chords that you need. If you have a smaller hand or, you know, smaller hands, shorter finger, this will be easier to play guitar. That's pretty much the feature overview. And next section, of course, I'm going to just put my camera down and give you guys some tone comparisons on this guitar. All right, guys, so as promised, I'm going to use my makeshift studio and just do some very basic tone tests for you guys from a non-musician's point of view. Okay, so over here I have my trustworthy Line 6 DT50. This is a 50 watt / 25 watt dual channel hybrid tube amp. So this amp is able to give me some clean tones on channel 1, and if I switch to channel 2, I'm able to use some of the distortion created in the channel 2 to give you guys an ideal on what this guitar is able to do on both of those humbuckers. Okay, and so let's just go ahead and start. Let's see. Do keep in mind I'm not a musician and I just started learning guitars, so there's not gonna be any fancy tricks. Okay, so again, as I mentioned, there are 3-way switch over here. So we're gonna try the neck first, then the middle and the bridge. We're gonna try it no split first with the tone pretty much just pumped out all the way to the highest, around 8 to 10, because this guitar it doesn't sound good with the tone kind of like. So I'm just show you guys when the tone is at 0 what it sounds like. Alright, so I'm going to use channel 8. It's more like a clean channel. As you can hear, the tone is very muted with the 0 setting. So usually I like it to be slightly brighter. So right now it's at 8.5. And as you can hear, it already sounds a lot better, right? And if I crank this all the way to 10, it's even brighter. Okay, right? The sustain is very good. So I'm gonna leave the tone at 9. And again, this is the neck. Um, neck pickup. Okay, humbucker. Um, and let's try the middle. I believe the middle is with those both combined together. This is the middle. Okay, this is the middle. Okay, so I think both of those combined, and we can try the bridge. Right off the bat, you can hear the bridge is a lot more chimier. Okay, so yes, if you want that chimey sound on a clean tone, definitely try the bridge pickup. And I think that the neck pickup is more like a classic clean sound, not as chimey, it's just clean. And in terms of noise, this is it cranked all the way up, and I'm using a 25 watt output with a volume at 50%. It's already too loud for my small home use. So in terms of output, I think this guitar is definitely be able to deliver if you need to perform on the stage or any place, or if you like to crank your volume all the way up. It's able to do that, right? So I'm gonna split the coils by just pulling this out. The tone knob being pulled out, again, you're just gonna keep the tone somewhere at 8 to 10 because it sounds kind of nice, not as muted. You can immediately hear it's got that 60 hertz hum of a classic single coil pickup. And there's a significant volume drop as well, at least 50%. Okay, this is no splitting. And this is splitting. So much quieter, but I think you do get more of a single coil sound out of a coil split, okay? So that's single coil on the neck. I'm going to combine both the neck and bridge single coil. So it's using one of the coils on each of those pickups. This is the neck. This is a split. There's not much tonal difference, right? More chimier, so it's like in between chimey and clean. And now I'm gonna just try the bridge. I'm gonna assume it's gonna be chimey, and it's gonna sound more hollow compared to a humbucker chimey. So single coil split on the bridge. And if I just, make it humbucker, that noise immediately disappears and it's much cleaner. So I think for this guitar, at least my personal preference, if you have a humbucker, just use the humbucker, right? You get, twice the output and more cleaner sound without the split. But you do have the split option if you just like and don't mind that humming, right? One of those tones in the split you like, use it, why not, right? So those are all the just the clean tones. I'm gonna try to demo the dirty metal, high gain, whatever tone using the other channel. Now, I'm not a metal fan or high distortion fan, but I'm gonna try my best to just demonstrate how the guitar sounds when the notes gets more saturated with the distortion. Okay, so I'm gonna try my best, and again, I'm probably gonna avoid single coil, but just gonna give you guys a single coil sound at the end, just so you know. Try the neck first. That's a neck, right? Again, with the tone knob all the way at 10. So if I really mute that tone, really works for a distorted sound, because even with it very muted, it still sounds okay. And if you wanted to go loud, again, I'm not cranking this up because my wife is gonna kill me if I do crank it up, but not bad, right? So that's a neck, and I'm gonna try the combined neck and bridge. So that's neck and bridge combined, and now just bridge, bridge, neck, bridge. So if you are using distortion and you go to the bridge compared to the neck, it still sounds a little bit more chimier. Hard to describe as a non-musician, but that's how I hear. Yeah, it you know, this guitar I think really excels in its humbucking mode. Like I just personally, I don't really like that single coil split. That noise, I just cannot get over it, right? So that was neck, middle. Finally, just a bridge, couple more tries, so you guys get a. And that's pretty much all the possible combinations that I can demonstrate to you guys. So yeah, this concludes this overview of the American-made PRS Mira S2 with the also their in-house, I believe, the 8515S humbucking pickup. This is what it sounds like. This is the hardtail, which have a very clean back, and it's just a beautiful looking guitar. As evident, even for a non-musician, I'm having a lot of fun just playing this with different tone variations. So if you're a musician or if you know anything more about music than me, I think you're gonna have quite a lot more fun than me at enjoying this guitar and pushing it to its full potential. So yeah, if you guys have any questions about this guitar, I'll try my best to answer for you guys. Otherwise, I hope you found this overview helpful, and if you did, please do hit the like button or subscribe to my channel. Now, I won't be able in the near foreseeable future of playing any music for you, but I do like restoring guitars and also upgrading the parts on the guitar and just working on the guitar. So those kind of videos, I will have more coming out for you guys. So if you're interested, make sure to subscribe. And otherwise, yeah, hope you found this video helpful. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.